What's up guys, welcome to this week's patch notes video where we're going to be going through everything that is happening this week in RuneScape. Now of course I'm just going to be reading through the patch notes on this for the people who don't like reading themselves, you like to hear my opinion on it, or maybe you're driving to work, you're on your lunch, something like that. But either way, it's a nice easy way for you guys to catch up. If you enjoy this sort of thing, please leave a like, sub to the channel if you're new, and let's take a look. I think this is quite a long one judging by the scroll bar size. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff in here, so let's take a look through. So it says Wilderness Ninja Strike this week in RuneScape. We've got major changes to the wilderness this week as the ninjas swoop in to remove the threat system, plus some other tweaks and enhancements. Okay, so the threat system has gone now from this, which is that was something they said they were going to be talking about doing, or they talked about doing anyway. So we knew it was coming. So let's see if they've done anything else with it. The ninjas have been scouring the wilderness in force to bring out some massive changes, including the wholesale removal of the threat system. Alongside removing threat and reworking gameplay elements that worked in tandem with it, we're looking at you, Obsidian Palmstone. The ninjas are also taking out cursed wisps and making changes to the mob density in some areas. Okay. This should breathe new life into the wilderness and open up new paths to progress. Read full list of changes in the patch notes section below. They're taking out the cursed wisps. Okay, does this mean that there's no more cursed energy at all, or does it mean it's not a PvP thing anymore? That's really interesting. Now, someone mentioned to me that maybe cursed energy is going to be tied into necromancy somewhere, and I said, well, they'd have to remove it from the PvP thing if this is what it is. I mean, it might not be. We'll see when we get further down, but either way, it's pretty damn interesting. Look at this. Developer AMA, Animate Dead, and Staff of Armadillo. Upcoming balance changes are in the works for Animate Dead and Fractured Staff of Armadillo next month, and we want to talk to you about it. Oh no guys, don't panic sell your stuff just yet. On Thursday at 4 PM game time, we'll be dropping a detailed post on Reddit outlining these changes, why we're making them, and why what we're trying to do, or where we're trying to go. We're inviting all players to join us in the thread to ask Mod Sponge your questions on these changes and get your initial thoughts on where we're going with them. Mod Sponge will be joining us from 4 PM to 5 PM game time to answer your questions. Can't make it? Don't worry, we will be responding to questions periodically through the rest of Thursday and Friday too. Check back in on this news post for a link once we go live. Okay, so this is definitely interesting. Very, very interesting, and I will definitely be taking a look at this on Thursday if I have the chance. I'll go live for it if I can and watch it on that if possible. But Animate Dead and Staff of Armadillo, it says, looking at, what does it say, balance changes, which probably means a nerf. Animate Dead definitely needs a nerf. I'm not too sure about Staff of Armadillo at the moment. It is definitely still strong, but I think both Last Guardian outshines it in a lot of places at the moment, especially like early levels of like Zami pushing, stuff like that. But either way, if Jagex think it needs doing, then that's fine. It is what it is, right? It is a pain in the ass. I know people are gonna have a problem with this after it being so long. For someone who's just spent maybe someone's just spent I don't know, the last 6 months grinding towards getting a Staff of Armadillo, they just got it, and now this comes out. Prices may change and adjust really a lot. We don't know. It might not be really anything at all. It might be absolutely huge. It might just be little bits. But I completely agree that Animate Dead needs a rebalance because it makes Ganodermic one of the best armor sets in the game, and it's too strong. It's too good. Crypt Bloom I don't think is the issue. I think Animate Dead definitely is. So we'll see what they do with it, and I am very interested in this. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this. So I feel like a lot of people aren't going to be too happy with this, not just because they're nerfing my weapon, but because of how long it's been. It's been a long time coming. But there you go. Let me know what you guys think. Live stream calendar. Okay, so on Wednesday, the March 15th, they have something to Murder on the Border stream. Oh, this is the quest, right? They're discussing an upcoming quest on March 15th. So if you're interested in that, then there's the time and the link to go ahead and do so. Treasure Hunter calendar. Cool. Patch notes. Right. Treasure Hunter is, we've got Mysteria and Hall of Heralds. Yeah, it is what it is, whatever. Patch notes, Ninja Strike Wilderness refresh. Okay, the threat system has been removed from the wilderness. Cool. Blunt, done, there you go. The wilderness was always intended as a high-risk, high-reward area. When we removed PvP, we wanted to keep that element of danger to justify the more rewarding activities found there. It was an experiment in whether PvM could achieve the same feeling of unpredictable risk. The answer, at least for this version, has turned out to be no. which is I completely agree with. It's possible a different implementation could have different results, but we've seen very little interest from players in actually wanting that kind of gameplay, with most either treating it as a nuisance or just an opportunity for even faster, more aggressive spawns to kill. I agree. I think it did just kind of seem like a bit of a nuisance when you were trying to do something and you got spawn camped straight away. But you know, it is what it is. With issues still outstanding, we've made the decision to remove the threat system entirely, rather than devote more dev time to fixing it up or starting from scratch with a different system. We think we can make better use of the same time on upcoming content or features that are more important to you. We want to seriously consider removing content which is doing more harm than good from the game, but we always have to be conscious that older content does have dedicated fans. The threat system is new enough that it hasn't had time to build up much love, so we don't expect the removal to be very controversial. Yep, that makes total sense, and definitely removing the older stuff is something that is just kind of relate back to the staff. I mean, they're not removing it, but but either way, right? I completely agree that it's not been out long enough. I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh no, don't remove the threat system. But I do kind of feel like they're not just removing the threat system, they're removing the high risk, high reward thing of the wilderness. So I'll be interested in seeing what we're going to do with that. We'll see. It says the Cursed Wisp system has been removed. Cursed energy will be automatically converted on June 5th and is untradeable. Okay, as mentioned above, we've chosen to remove the threat system from the wilderness rather than continue trying to force the zone to be dangerous. A lot of content in the wilderness is overly rewarding because of the danger that's supposed to be there. Most of this content is fairly easy to fix, but Cursed Wisp are an important exception for two reasons. The first is that they only exist as an intentionally overpowered option to incentivize PvP. Without PvP, they don't otherwise enrich the game's mechanics or enable more diverse training. The second is that they remain a luring tool, thank you Jagex, used to trick other players into enabling PvP. For those two reasons, we've decided to remove Cursed Whips entirely. This is a huge win for RuneScape today. This is massive, and it's so freaking good. So I guess it's not included in Necromancy, by the way, as I mentioned earlier, but this is huge. The fact that they still use this for luring and the fact that it was left in the game and they've actually taken it out now is massive. This is great. This is good. So many people were getting like lured from this. It definitely needed to happen. So absolutely massive win for Jagex. That's so good. They obviously, yeah, no, it's just, that is what it is. Out of the 15-minute world lock to receiving a reward bag from the Wilderness Flash events. Okay, so you can't, does that mean you can't hop, or does it mean you can hop but you have to hop if you're gonna? World lock meaning the same world, or meaning if you go from one world to another you can't get another thing? I don't know, it doesn't specify whether it means world hopping, but yeah. Generic bags now give out reduced necromonium salvage. Special bags have had a minor overhaul when it comes to rewards. This includes less chances of Dragon Rider boots or gloves, reduced salvage, and vastly increased chance of getting the dark cores. Okay, that's probably a good thing. Completing wilderness event with a full inventory and bank will now store the rewards in a temporary inventory with the wilderness event host NPCs. These rewards are lost if not claimed for logging out and cannot be recovered. This is because people were opening their bags, their reward bags, and they were just losing the stuff. It was just gone. So now you can go and collect it from the NPCs, which is good. Updated the map area names within the wilderness dungeon. Someone will no longer offer Slayer contracts for the fire giants. Skiing or something. Campfires are now present in the Wyvern area south of the Frozen Waves Plateau. Makes sense. Chronozone now has a proper default animation when killed inside the Dominion Tower. Ripper Demons will now correctly use their special attack. Various monsters have changed locations in the wilderness. You can now only interact with warbands and related content if you have PvP toggled on. Okay, that's kind of good, because then you know what you're opting into. You know that I like that change. Items related to the threat system have lost their effect, become untradeable, and can now be high out. Okay, makes sense. Mandrift's completion reward box has been reduced in value. The task weightings of Mandrift have been changed to favor Berserk or Ash Demons. Brawling gloves no longer function based on the wilderness level you are in, and now just boost the XP rate by the base amount. And Brawling gloves are no longer obtained outside of the wilderness. Makes sense. Charming Moths, Hunter, and Agility XP have been reduced, but the Demonic Skull bonus to Charming Moths has been increased from 20% to 40%. Okay. So does this mean now you're more incentivized to use the Demonic Skull? Which I guess would kind of bring more PvP likely use. We'll see what that does. I don't know. I know other people use Charming Moths a lot to get their Hunter XP, so Interesting. The saves found in the Rogue Castle have had the cooldown period increased from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Bloodwood trees in the wilderness now offer no additional benefit compared to bloodwood trees outside of the wilderness. All bloodwood trees are now buffed by upgrading the infernal puzzle box. Cool. The demonic skull now works from the inventory. Calgarians in the wilderness are now aggressive. Alright, so that's all the wilderness changes. Now we look at the general stuff. There's still quite a bit in here as well. General, before the fight with Jagex during the aid of Mayaqui or something, players with the NPC attack option set to hit him will receive a reminder to change it. Players opening their bank while it contains a lot of farm animals will no longer crash their client. Well, that's good. Added a warning box explaining why you can't equip a particular title on mobile. Footprints during tourist trap are now clearly visible. Fixed an issue causing Hellwiz drops to disappear under the grassy area. Improved the lighting in the Rogue's Castle's safe cracking room. Players can now toggle whether targeted movement abilities target scenery. This can be done in the targeting section under the combat and action bar category and settings. This currently applies to player to dive and dive. Yeah, okay. Players will receive super restores once more whenever Krill drops Zamorak Bruise. Okay, that was a bug that was missing for a little while. I saw people saying that you don't get the restores anymore, so that's good. They drop together. An issue arose where players could become invisible when using dive with certain rest animations. I didn't know about this. As a result, players can no longer use dive or blade dive when resting. Okay, good. This will fix a lot of the animation stalls and stuff that people were doing, and the invisible thing like they're talking about and stuff like that. Weird things. Players will now be collecting multiple resources during the effigy incubator activity, both while collecting items by clicking on them or by using the looting interface. Lighting in the Ripper Demon Cave was adjusted, improved lighting in the Starflame Slayer dungeon, improved the colours of the Pirates hideout building, improved the colours of the Rogue's Castle building. The wiki search command now works with both upper and lowercase letters. Okay, that's definitely good. Fixed an issue where the Wilderness Chaos Altar in the southern part of the wilderness was missing its offer, bones, ashes or option. You removed this! What do you mean? Fixed an issue where the Wilderness Chaos Altar in the southern part of the wilderness was missing its offer, bones or ashes option. They removed this in the last patch note. There was literally a note that said, removed the option to offer bones or ashes to the Wilderness Chaos Altar. I guess they've just reverted it back, but it was a planned update, I think. Clarified the wording of Aftermath start point and quest journal objectives to make it clearer. You need to speak to Adestria in the White House Castle library. Fix an issue where one of the Driven Underground achievement requirements were not visible on mobile devices. Players can no longer unlock pet variants in the Yak shop, a Yak coin shop for pets they don't own yet. Xandra's quest is now one of the City of Centistan quest requirements. Is this not already done in there? And if not, do I now have to go and do it? If I haven't done it, I don't know. Bill can now tell players which tier each of the Fort Renthry buildings is currently at. Okay, can you not just check? I don't know. Cool. Community stuff. What is this? Holy hell. ACPL dazzles us with his gorgeous illustrations of Crippling armor. Check out their Twitter for a speed painting of the process. This is insane. Damn, that's crazy. Someone's made a Zamorak staff. Very cool, very cool. Then we've got some comic stuff. Awesome. And then we've got the Rune Tube thing here with Wazzy and Cathar as well. Beautiful. Check those out, guys. Make sure you check them out. And Escaper screenshots. We've got, let's have a look. That's through a window. I didn't know you could see through. This is done in Photoshop, is it? I don't know. But either way, that's really cool. And the lighting on this is insane. That is so nice. Very cool, very cool. And then the pink skirt player events. Alright, so we've got maybe some upcoming nerfs to the Staff of Armadil. The Wilderness is massively changed as of today. Again, I think for the better. The threat system's gone and Cursed Energy. Yes, Cursed Energy is gone. Freaking hell yes. Good stuff. Some big wins, some little concerning stuff to see with the Staff of Armadil here. Guys, don't panic sell, I guess. Like, you're probably still going to want it. If you have one right now, you're probably still going to want to use it. It's probably still going to be best in slot for Magic, so don't panic and get like a Staff of Slisker or something crazy like that. But otherwise, thanks all for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully it was useful, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.